Welcome back, students. This is the second video for today's class. So far we completed Plantae and the different groups that belongs to Plantae kingdom. We discussed. Now we need to start another topic, that is Animalia. Okay, kingdom Animalia. Kingdom Animalia is mostly categorized under two groups. Okay, they are further classified into two groups on the basis of presence and absence of vertebral column. So those living organisms with the vertebral column or notocode. See, you may often come across the term like notocode. Notocode is actually the early form of vertebral column in the embryonic stages. Okay, the rod-like, the vertebral column is present in the form of rod-like structure, which we call as the notocode. So presence of vertebral column, if any living organism has the vertebral column, they are categorized into the group vertebrates, and those living organisms without the vertebral column, they are grouped under the group invertebrates. So first we'll discuss about the invertebrates. Now invertebrates, there are many phylum under the group invertebrates, starting with Porifera, then comes Nidallia, or it is also called Coelenterata. Then again it is followed by another phylum which we call as the Platyhelminthes. Then after that comes Aschelminthes or Nematoda. Then after that it is followed by Annelida, and then comes Arthropoda, and then Mollusca, and then Echinodermata. So one by one we will be learning about them, the characteristics, okay, which they possess. All those we will be discussing. But here, students, you need to remember that only not more than 3 points or 4 points you should be remembering. Okay. So in the examination, only 2 characteristics are usually asked to be answered with the example. Few examples of each group you must learn. Then at least 4 characteristics or 3 characteristics you require to learn. Not all the characteristics. So let us start with Porifera. So the first group under invertebrate is Porifera. Porifera, now how to identify whether the living organism belong to this group or not, can be categorized in this group or not. The first point to be remembered that it is the only animal. It is the only animal which is immobile. That is, they do not locomote at all. Okay, they remain fixed to the substratum such as rocks. They are mostly marine, found in ocean and sea. Okay, so this is the first point. Then the second point which we need to remember is that the most identifying characteristics of Porifera is that presence of pores throughout their body. They bear pores. So all the pore bearing animals, they are categorized under the group Porifera. So pore bearing animals, Porifera, the name itself suggests that they bear pores. So throughout the body the pores are present. Okay, so presence of pores is again the most important identifying character of this group. Then after that comes the presence of spicules. I made here one diagram of sponges, which is the best example of Porifera sponges. So the next point is presence of spicules. The spicules are needle-like structures that develop all over the body of these sponges or the animals belonging to the group Porifera. Okay, so spicules are needle-like structures that are present all over the body of Porifera. Now, further to know more, through these pores, the water enters into the body of Porifera, and there is the presence of single large opening at the top, which is called osculum. Okay, some detail is not required, but still I am explaining, which is called osculum. So through these all pores it enters, and again the water comes out through a single opening on the oscula. When the water bursts, the cells of this porifera, the microorganisms which are present in it, they engulf it. So this is how they feed. Okay. So then again, after that comes, you need to remember the a few examples like cyclone, bath sponge. Okay, sponges. They're all together called as the sponges. So the best example here are cyclone and bath sponges. So once again, porifera characteristics. How many points you need to remember? The first point is that they are usually immobile. They do not locomote. They remain fixed to the substratum, such as rocks. Okay. First point. Second point is that presence of pores. If you find any animals wearing the pores throughout their body, then they are categorized under the group porifera. The second one is presence of spicules all over the body. Okay, so this is about the porifera. Now let us move on to the next group, that is Cnidaria. Okay, CNI Cnidaria, and then again COELE and TRATA Coelenterata. Okay, Coelenterata. Coelenterata, they are named so because they consist of a true cavity inside them, a single hollow. Their body bears a single hollow structure inside them, which we usually call as the coelom. Okay, possess a single cavity inside the body, which we call as the coelom. So that is why they are often called as the Coelenterata. The best example for Coelenterata is Hydra, jellyfish. About the Hydra, you might have learned in junior classes also. Jellyfish, you might have seen while watching the videos in Discovery Channel. Okay, so now let us discuss about the identifying characteristics of this Cnidaria. The first point, the most identifying characteristics of Cnidaria is presence of tentacles. Finger-like projections are present over their top. Okay, finger-like projections which are called tentacles. These tentacles they usually use to ingest the food. These tentacles let me further add more points. These tentacles bears poisonous cells which are called nematocysts. Once they hold their prey, they release the poison. Okay, this poison kills the prey, and then after that it is ingested into the body. And then again the next point is that they bear a single opening at their top, which we call as the mouth. Okay, single opening, no anus, only a single opening is present, which remains surrounded by these tentacles. Okay, then after that comes, they are mostly diploblastic. Diploblastic means their body wall is made up of only two layers. So that is why they are called as the diploblastic. The best example are Hydra and jellyfish. So this is about the second group of invertebrates, that is Cnidaria, Coelenterata. Now we'll move on to the next group, that is Platyhelminthes. Platyhelminthes, which is also referred to as flatworms. All the flatworms belong to this group. Flatworms. Okay. Now, how many points you'll be writing here? Now, how to categorize a particular living organism under this group? Now, first we need to check whether the body is flattened or not. Okay, the body is unsegmented or not. Whether it is divided, okay, into many fragments or not. If it is unsegmented, if it is flattened, if the body is soft, then we can categorize those animals under this group. Then again, they bear a single opening, which we call as the mouth. Okay, and these Platyhelminthes, they are mostly parasitic in nature. Okay, the best example of parasitic Platyhelminthes are tapeworm. You might have heard about tapeworm, mostly found in the stomach. Okay, which is the stomach of pig, the stomach of even human being. Okay, because the scientific name of this tapeworm is Taenia solium. The cause is the disease called teniasis. So this is there. Then comes liver fluke. Liver fluke is another flatworm. Okay, their scientific name is Phasula hepatica. Then most of them are parasitic, but still there are a few, okay, platyhelminthes which are free living, okay, which are not parasitic. Okay, they search for their own food, and again they eat by themselves. Okay, they do not live as the parasite on others' body. Free living. Okay, the best example is planaria. So this is about the third group of invertebrates. In the next video, we'll be discussing about more groups. It is followed by another group which we call as platyhelminthes. Then again comes Ascalminthes. Okay, Ascalminthes. Then after that comes Ascalminthes is also called as Nematoda. So don't get confused. Then followed by Annelida, then followed by Arthropoda, then comes Mollusca, then Echinodermata. This much for today. So we'll discuss what more topics in the next video. Thank you.